You want to start over?
We, we, we should probably start over. That way, when you edit out all of the technical difficulties at the beginning, you've got a smooth thing rather than an edited transition.
Speed run, go. Savannah Broadway, at the Gate Pass Gazette, over to Akeem.
Hi, Akeem Favor, freelance TTRPG designer. Sliding over to our guest.
I'm Loki. I'm a freelance RPG and tabletop game developer. Designer rather. I teach intro to game design at the University of Cincinnati, and I periodically run paid games as a professional DM, both online and at conventions.
And, obviously, most importantly, this is Remy, and she will be in and out of frame as she chooses because she is a tiny green dinosaur of chaos. Yes.
I'm sure the cats will make themselves seen and heard on this end as usual.
Cats.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It comes up frequently when someone online finds out that I run paid games, which is pretty easy to find out. And I completely get and respect and used to embrace the no, this should all just be for friends, etc. Since I've started running paid games, I've been able to provide a gaming table where one wasn't otherwise available for people way out of the loop, no gamers, nothing nearby, just internet access. As a matter of fact, two of the paid gamers just transitioned to one of my regular games. So kind of evolved out of that. But yeah, 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 and the other thing is when to be frank, when money is involved, both sides are obligated to up their game.
Hmm.
So I get paid, but yeah, I put in the work, developing the campaign, developing everything, setting on down the line. Likewise, when players are invested and it's costing them a weekly fee or bi-weekly or however often the game is, no shows dwindle drastically, man. All of a sudden, people show up for the games.
I bet
You
they
know,
do.
They
and
do.
and another thing about it, particularly in today's idiotic political environment, is being able to have a place I can point to. It's like, here you go. This is an open table. This is an accepting table. This is a table where none of the misogyny, homophobia, any of that anti-trans bullshit, none of that is allowed. You will be booted and your money refunded. Don't even fucking try it, boys and girls. And being able to have that out there, particularly for people who may be far removed from the ability to join a gaming group, I think is an important thing.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Oh, What does it do?
It yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
Mhm.
without actually burning.
Nice.
It's like the expensive gold standard cannabis vaporizer. Yeah.
If you insist.
I have
I was gonna say, I don't know about that.
funny you should bring that up. One of my all-time favorite things was a gift from some of my gamers.
Oh, that's cute.
Is that an Emily special?
No. This was Cormac, who you haven't met. He dropped off the table about 6 years ago now. He played with me for close to 25 years, and this was a birthday gift for the dungeon master one year.
Nice.
Yeah. He was always good for really creative, crazy shit like that. But yeah, this is one of my favorite things.
Yeah, we have
I
an
will
outline in
say,
theory.
yeah,
Mhm. I feel like I've never actually seen that happen. Like, seen someone actually die from
yeah.
massive damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, but you get attached. Mhm. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, yes. As everyone who has been following us knows, I have been working on my own horror fantasy campaign setting, and my current focus slash fixation is on religions and the fact that instead of just having a singular pantheon, I have multiple. In some cases, they are teeth clench teamwork trope, and in some cases they are allies. In some cases they are frenemies at best. But they are basically united against the quote unquote um, outsider pantheon that is basically attempting to consume all of creation. And my current I use this space in order to kind of like poke my two co-hosts to give me like advice. Like last week, my whole thing was like how to make believable religions. So to basically what I kind of realized over the past 2 weeks or so has been trying to distinguish in a horror fantasy setting a little bit more the differences between the different pantheons, especially when it comes to art direction. In terms of, okay, I want people, if they saw an artwork of just a standalone being slash divine being inside of the book, to go, that's definitely like from the nature pantheon, or that is definitely from the outsider pantheon. Like to have that visual theming that it automatically clicks for people before they even know which being is that we're talking about, if they just see the visual. So
A
Hmm.
consistent look and feel.
exactly. Yeah. So multiple pantheons, as in there are, the way that I think of it are divine factions. So the way that I did it was the Naturae, which is basically the nature pantheon, which is basically instead of just like here is a divine being of nature, it is in their plane of existence. There are convergence points of nature, and then they are essentially living genius loci who take divine form, versus say the gods, which are more of a magitech feel, versus say the titans, which are more of an organic feel, versus the vor, which is the outsider pantheon, which is actually an interesting point of, in trying to distinguish between titans, which are kind of the base inspiration for those are be not afraid, angels and demons, devils, that sort of thing, versus the vor, which are meant to be horrific. I was just having that moment of how to distinguish between something that is disturbing versus something that is horrifying, and just kind of trying to figure out, if I'm explaining to someone, I want something that is, what I basically landed on was for the horror, which is the vor, which is the outsider pantheon. The idea is that their forms are meant to disgust and disturb in terms of the reaction from people looking at them. Whereas the Titans are basically alien geometries and alien anatomies. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Hmm.
Oh, you just wanted to know the shorter number. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, but I do think that that's an interesting way of like thinking of art direction.
Mhm.
Hmm. I think. Oh, I was gonna say part of my suggestion would be I've been looking at a lot of the Hades 2 character design,
Mm.
and something to like, in addition to like say using the same artist or the same pantheon or whatever, there's a lot of little details that tie various characters together. Like Milenoe has, a multicolored cord that she wears around one leg. Hecate, her mentor, wears that same kind of cord around her hat.
Mm.
Somebody else has like the same colors, or like, a belt with the crossroads symbol or whatever. Like, come up with some sort of symbology that ties them kind of visually together. And I think that will do part of your work for you.
Got
Excellent
it.
advice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everybody knows that.
I'm just writing down notes because this is super useful. And Loki, you were going to say something?
No, not at the moment.
Oh, sorry. I thought I cut you off.
Yeah.
Or-
Uh, that is the culmination of years and years of planning something I didn't think I'd ever be able to pull off. The campaign started back in '79 with the white box rules, and in short order the red box rules, and then the hardcovers started coming out, and we went AD&D, and over the years it's evolved to the point where it's now Pathfinder 1 based. But basically, like any bunch of 13-year-olds playing the game for the first time, it was Monty Hall. All the treasure, all the magic items, all that sort of shit. But we decided when we maxed out the level charts that to make new characters, we said, "Oh, we'll play their kids. That way we can keep their shit." And it evolved into what is now 12 campaigns in the series, all interlinked by family connections, different generations. So, like the first group beat the Slavers in Greyhawk in the Slaver series, got their asses kicked in the Vault of the Drow, never made it through. All of this stuff. That's history for the group coming after, and so on and so forth. And the plan always was big campaign, big piece of the puzzle, and then at the end get the survivors from all the games together as one big group and do the big Hollywood ending story. And since I worked my way through high school in a comic book shop right when Crisis on Infinite Earths was coming out, which is still the only time they've really gotten it 100% right doing that multiversal shit. It was very much a direct inspiration. The other thing is, it's been fun seeing how I can evolve canon as it evolves. The reason that basically you've got the multiverse, you've got all the different Earths, Gamma World, etc. You go far enough, you'll hit Planet of the Apes. They've actually just gotten a hold of a list of about 160 of the alternates. But from outside of all of those, what in the DC Comics world would be the bleed, that's where the Mind Flayers come from. And I root it all on the original Monster Manual entry for the Mind Flayers, because even though the description describes it the same way as Plane Shift, they're the only critter ever to have the probability travel. Hence, bringing that together. Gygax wrote a lot about 5 different alternates that are out there, including our own world. So taking a lot of that canon and evolving, especially when Spelljammer and Planescape hit. That was when everything hit the gas. Those are my favorites. I worked on both of the official sites for those for quite some time. And now this is the survivors of like 7 of the different groups over the years. Everybody I could get together. Dan can attest to this. They're at the table, and you've suddenly gotten to meet a lot of new people.
It isn't like this campaign is in fact like the finest expression of the best of ADHD, like galaxy mind I have ever witnessed. Here to confirm.
I am flattered. A lot of that is because I made a point of holding on. My buddy, well, I quit playing for about 3 years in the late '80s. Didn't have time. Thought I'd grown out of it. All sorts of stupid bullshit like that. And my buddy Dudley grabbed my stuff and stashed it in his attic. And so about 3 or 4 years later, when I started playing again, he pulled it out, and it was all of the old character sheets and everything going back to like 1980. All
Treasure
the mod
trove.
books. It was two suitcases full of D&D books and modules and stuff. So that really helped. That really helped a lot. But now, thanks to COVID driving everybody online and into the world of video chat, with Discord, even though my original players are scattered from the far west coast to the upper east coast, we can still get everybody together to pull this off. So it's like the goal I always had, but it was always the pipe dream, is actually finally happening, and I get to throw out all the big shit that I've been building.
Yeah.
Into the formalized, brought everybody together crisis campaign. I'd say what about 6 or 8 games. Yep. Yeah, it's at this point the average party level is about 17th. The average mythic tier is between 3 and 4. And it's a blended party with a lot of house rules because basically all of the illithid fuckery is what is responsible for the gap in Starfinder. We do have a priest from modern day Galarian, for the Pathfinder setting, but we've also got my girlfriend's character is the Spelljammer pilot. She's the cleric. And then my friend Desiree's character is a Starfinder character. She and her crew and 2 other PCs came back in time across the gap. So they've actually got Spelljammer ships and 2 high-tech ships that they're playing with. And I've got some Armada engagements coming up that are going to be so much fun. You're going to love it, Zan. Everybody's going to get their own ship.
Oh gosh, Dina doesn't know how to fly. Don't put this on her.
No, I'm not putting it on her. I'm putting it on you. Trust me on it.
You know that. Touche, touche. I don't need the technologist feat. She does. So.
Yeah. But anyway, I just completely ADHD'd where I was going with that. But yeah, so taking all of those notes and everything and dropping them into a wiki. That's why I like using Obsidian Portal. You've not only got a wiki, but you've got sections on each page where you can isolate out this is only the DM and this particular player. And players have sections on their character pages where they can put stuff that only they and the DM see. So, like if you want to suggest something for an arc or you've got a goal or something like that, you throw it in there, and I periodically scan through those and go, okay, what fits with my current set of plot hooks? Yeah. So yeah, the digital tools are really the thing that makes this work. I think my wiki is somewhere over 2,000 some odd pages. That's what happens. I would get bored, get ADHD, and that would be my fidget. Would be putting everything in.
Speaking of which, do you want me to post the link for the Crisis on Infinite Earth's Obsidian Portal?
Oh sure.
And put it up on the Twitch.
Yeah, and that's OERTH for those who are listening, as in the original game world.
Could you say it for us one more time, like the actual
Crisis on
word?
Infinite. I believe I read somewhere that Gary Gygax, who invented it, said it should be pronounced with a Brooklyn style accent as oith.
Crisis on Infinite Waste. Excellent.
But,
It's very silly, but I like it.
yeah,
It's been waste.
yeah,
It's a new
Took it
verb
from the
now.
voice.
Waste.
yeah. Akeem,
You meant mother hen. No. This is. Yeah. Well, actually, I think I'm gonna walk that back slightly because since we were talking about Crisis on Infinite Waiths, I do want to bring up my paladin Dinya. I in fact did the very self-indulgent thing of playing a class that I wrote for the City of Seven Seraphs. They're the Icegrave Sentinel paladin archetype. Which focuses on the law chaos axis instead of the good evil axis. Which frankly, as like a mechanics thing, screws you over really bad. But Loki is kind enough to throw in chaotic mind flayers every once in a while,
no,
so that I can smite things.
that's definitely legit. That is not just because of you. Remember,
Yeah,
just
but
like
like you made sure that they made it in, which was nice. Like it took ages before I could smite anything. But it's been interesting playing a lawful neutral paladin in a Pathfinder setting, well, sort of setting, where obviously it assumes lawful good. And like Dina essentially works for a group of necromancer archivists. And so her thing is that whenever we defeat an enemy, she will chop off their heads and stuff those heads in a bag. And then, at one point I took them back to the Enclave and was like, here, speak with dead toys. Have fun.
Wait,
And it got me a promotion.
you're leaving out the good part. You see, yes, it earned you a promotion to where you are now Major Dina. However, The part that you're leaving out is the fact that, yes, she would throw all these heads in the sack. It's a bag of holding, all right? So it doesn't really leak. So by the time you get to the end of the first, yeah, you know where I'm going with this. So by the time you get to the end of the week, it's more like skull soup.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, this led to, shall we say, hijinks ensued.
Well, and also because one of the players had to step out for a little bit because I think she was moving or something. And so we did it so as like her character died, but we kept her body and like we'd be able to resurrect her later. And the only place we had to put the body was the bag of heads. And when it finally came to the point to resurrect her, we were in a hurry. And so I'm like rifling through this horrifying bag of heads trying to find her body. And it was so gross. It was so gross. But yeah, Dina basically looks like a drow death paladin. Um, but she is in fact a like smudgy gray shadow touched half elf, and all the skulls are because she works with necromancers, so it's fine. She also once stayed awake for 2 weeks straight because when the party was relatively new, we got ambushed by what were the squirrel people on Yggdrasil.
The Ratchatos.
Yeah, we got ambushed by Ratatosk because one of the person who was on watch just had a shitty perception, and we managed to survive it just barely and escape. But Dini was so traumatized that she's like, "No, I have the best perception. I have the best armor. You're going to cast lesser restoration on me to keep the exhaustion off, and I'm just gonna stay awake until we get to the next settlement 2 weeks later."
By, by,
Uh,
by, by the way, for any of the listeners out there who are curious for a, picture of Dina and other such, the wiki page on the Crisis of an Infinite Earths link has pictures of everybody and notes on who they are, what they are, and what campaign they came out of.
and let us not forget, many of them are tarot card renderings
Oh yeah, yeah.
done by one of the players. I believe Dini is the world.
Yes, I think so.
But
Um,
yeah,
as,
and
as a matter
also
of
her
fact,
other claim to. Go ahead.
as a matter of fact, your card is in the sidebar for that page. Just got to scroll down.
Fantastic.
Oh, now I gotta look again.
Yeah, well, and it's really great for like, okay, artist, here is basically what my character looks like, give or take.
Yeah.
But yeah, her other claim to fame is that everyone was joking. The entire party was chaotic except for Dina, and so she was the cat herder. And so then she started, like her pole arm, her guise arm, started being called the cat herder, and had the hooky bit on the end. So if somebody tried to wander off, she could like hook them back. And Cat Herder is, in fact, a baby artifact. It is officially a lesser artifact as per Mythic rules now. And one time I was trying to fish, a party member had fallen into like an illithid tadpole pool, and I was trying to get him out, so I had to spearfish him out with my Guise arm because he was so far down. And I literally had to use Smite Chaos on my party member to get a high enough roll to spearfish him out of the water.
I still think that's my favorite use of Smite ever.
It's fantastic. Like, and this is from someone who literally used a ballista to cast Smite Chaos.
Yeah.
Spearfishing my own party member. Still choice. But yeah, that's the tweet. Yeah, I'll grab it.
Yeah.
The value for money is huge.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
And if you've seen the post that goes around Twitter and Reddit and Facebook every once in a while, where I went to a convention and had a guy from World War II and his wife on at my table and like ran the rebels, that's how. There we go. Yep, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
True facts.
Get out there, go do it. It's only a couple of bucks, people.
Mhm. Also, he posts cat pictures as part of his Patreon now, I think. Mhm. You just gotta look a little bit further because there's a lot there. Ooh.
Nice.
I can definitely share the link.
Cannibal gourmet. It's nothing like a good jam session with a bunch of other designers. It's a lot like playing music, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Yeah,
The
right.
Society of Tasteful Friends.
Nice. Nice. So they're necromantic tailors.
Yeah.
I like.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. I'm looking forward. What kind of articles can we look forward to in that one? Uh, someone someone says in the someone says in the chat that they can hear everybody but you, Mike. For those who cannot hear Mike, he is currently addressing the
How
technical
about
issue.
now? Can you hear me now? Man, I do so much talking. Ah, it'd be weird, awkward pauses in this thing. I'm gonna assume that works. Anyway, I'm done. I'm
Yes,
done
she
talking
can
about
hear
this
you.
magazine. I'm done. Insider Magazine 7's out. It's awesome. It's about apocalyptic fantasy. For a variety of reasons, it's great. Now I feel very deflated because I've muted myself again somehow. Akeem, what's this Chapelwick thing? Didn't you talk about this last week? Is this something different?
I think this is a different one. I don't think I did talk about it last week. Chapelwick is
Oh,
a
you talked about
promo
it in
that I
Discord.
saw.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah, Chapelwick is basically a new project by Let's Roll Press, which is basically the way that they described it is a Souls-like cosmic horror campaign. The reason that I kind of brought it up for today's chat is just because I just thought like the social media video that they did was super well done. The person who was narrating felt very scared and disturbed without becoming incoherent. So I just thought that was a really good promo video. And then from what I last saw, they actually had a Kickstarter. It's still running, but they were able to fund it within 12 minutes. And I was like, oh, that is super impressive. The general premise is basically that there is a mysterious city that actually came out of the sea that the players are exploring. And I just thought it was interesting just because they added like a couple of interesting little accessories. Like there is a separate deck that you use in order to, I think it's called the Mind Rift Madness deck. There is also trophy pins that when you defeat like quote unquote like the bosses slash important enemies in the city, you as a GM. As a GM, basically pin it to whoever does like the killing blow, and there's like mechanical effects attached to it. There's like 13 new subclasses. As someone who loves horror, like this whole thing just was my vibe. I think the one that I thought was interesting was Oath of the Parasite Paladin, which is it just makes you shudder. And I just go, like, oh, that's unique. And I'm just gonna read like one line from the thing. It's those who swear the oath of the parasite bind themselves to an unseen force beyond the stars. In return, they are granted power and purpose that eclipses reason. There is but one tenet: protect the parasite at all costs, for through its survival, you find your own. So I just thought, oh, that is creepy and weird. And I love the artwork too. So that's like, respect in time. I just thought it was a really cool thing, especially as someone who's super into horror everything. I just wanted to share.
Cool. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Imagine there's an audio file playing. News. Lots happened in the news in the last 2 weeks. Sigil's finally dead. The Project Sigil. Sorry, Loki. Project Sigil is dead. Not the other one. Project Sigil. For those who don't remember, Project Sigil was the 3D virtual tabletop. It was directly on D&D Beyond, right? Yeah.
How many times has Wizards tried to create a virtual tabletop experience now?
All right.
Ooh.
I'm thinking 3 or 4.
Yeah, I'm not coming up with that many. This one was just like, let's copy Tailspire, which I don't know how they fucked up because Tailspire is doing fine. And then was it Storm King's Coast or something, or Sword Legends Coast? Sword Legends Coast. That was but that was like a video game. That wasn't quite.
Yeah.
Right, like Neverwinter Nights. I loved it, and you could do amazing stuff. There was like that online server with Menzo Bronze and everything, but like that wasn't quite the same either.
Yeah, that doesn't quite qualify.
But yeah, I don't know why they didn't just go for something simpler or just like straight up eat Roll20. This is a weird move. Like I would just eat Roll20.
Ever since that CD in the back of the first, I think it was the third edition Player's Handbook. Yeah.
The character generator. Yeah.
Mhm.
Akeem too young. Zan, do you remember that one? It was.
No,
Oh,
I didn't get to play D&D until I was like 19. So
oh my gosh. Yeah. So like, it was around the same time Arcanum was out. So like, really basic, like Baldur's Gate 2, like what early 2000s, late 90s.
Late 90s.
Yeah, and it was just a real simple program, but it like lets you build a character with just like 3.5 or with 3.0, which is like Pathfinder for today's group kids. Yeah, it was just awesome. It was so cool. I remember it.
I don't know that today's kids do Pathfinder First Edition much.
Well, they might do Pathfinder Second Edition. That's similar. But like, yeah. No, that thing was fucking
Well,
dope. Yeah.
Mike's becoming a path nard.
I know Pathfinder.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, I hit the wrong button. Shit. Okay, no, we're good. Sorry, buddy.
Was it the beautiful shiny red button,
It
Mike?
was not the red button. I have too many windows. Yeah. So yeah, that's gone. That sucks for the people working on it. But probably better off not to be working under Hasbro because they're gonna get fired soon for some other reason. Anyway, I'm sure.
It's coming up on Christmas.
Yeah,
They're bound
yeah.
to lay off a ton of people right now.
Coming on Christmas.
Oh heck, Microsoft just laid off what was it, 9,000 people from their video games division?
Their like highest grossing video games division, yeah.
Yeah, including a colleague of mine.
Ugh.
Oh no.
Good luck to them.
That actually kind of goes with the last session that we had because Mike brought up, I think, the one where Hasbro wants to make like their own in company studio, kind of building on the success of Baldur Gate. Yeah.
They opened up, so they closed one project and I think another studio to open up another one in Montreal. Like same, like a week within a week of one another. They're like, we're axing this project and we're gonna start a new one over here elsewhere. Other people. That was weird. They're doing a lot of weird things. And like since we're talking about them, they said that the 2024 core rulebooks is the strongest ever start for D&D books, and that's
Don't have any printing.
you got to be fucking kidding, right? Like they had to do 2 print runs for the 4th edition books before the release date. Like and I know that there are just more players now. I understand that, but like that can't. Like, I wonder how they're looking at it, where it's like, oh yeah, this is definitely the most successful it's ever been. Because I don't believe that at all. I don't know a single person who actually bought a D&D 2024 book.
Do we have any idea what the size of the print runs are?
For 4E.
No,
For
the
this
new
one,
core.
no, they were pretty vague about it. We won't see that till the ISCV report comes out.
Yeah.
But like, and I'll concede it's possible that the numbers are bigger, but that's just because there's more fucking people on the planet than there were 20 years ago. Like, yeah, 10 years ago, whatever it was.
Just a few.
I just saw that and I got angry. I was like, that's got such fucking shit. Okay. Speaking of editions, there are more editions of other games coming out. GURPS has a 4th edition's coming out, and then Warhammer Fantasy's getting a 5th edition. I haven't played Warhammer Fantasy, but Rippy talks about it constantly and says very good things. So probably eventually I will. I don't know. And GURPS, I looked at GURPS. I don't think GURPS is for me, man. I think GURPS is for wargamers who want to wear a hat.
I cut my teeth on GURPS. That was the first RPG I ever played, and I decided that if I needed a computer program to design my character, not if it was nice, but if I just really needed one because the math was so damn like dumb that maybe I didn't want to like play another game like that. Like I had a lot of fun with GURPS, don't get me wrong, but oh buddy. And I'm sure the 4th edition is more user friendly. Than what I played with,
Inevitably, it has to be, right?
15 years ago. It's at least different.
Physical layout design.
I think that article even said something about like part of their goal was to simplify a lot of things and make.
One, yeah.
I think there was something, to simplify things, and I think there was some mention either in that article or another one where they were kind of working on like the ordering, so like it's an easier flow of information. Because I will say, like, that's one thing I've learned from just kind of chewing on a bunch of different game books. Like the order of presentation for mechanics in a game system is very important.
Yo, guys, the last line of this article says promise of no rules or page reference changes to maintain total compatibility.
Oh well,
That's
I'm
pretty
wrong
low.
then.
I mean, I just like, that's crazy.
I mean, they are saying it isn't a full edition.
Oh, oh man. Okay, sorry. I started messing up my computer
Now I'm
somehow.
curious.
Yeah, like I don't know how you're gonna make a bunch of changes to the like. I mean, you'd have to cut stuff out to put stuff back onto the page, right? Like, yeah, I.
Also, the promise not to break any page references, that seems like unreasonably hamstringy because like we don't make page specific references specifically because print runs will change things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Good luck whoever has to deal with that, man. I would eat my face, I think. I'm
Just
definitely
eat
gonna
your
look at this
whole
book
entire
in the
face.
in the game store. I want to see what the like how. Yeah, I'm gonna take a look at this when it gets into Game Masters. All right.
I'm just gonna demand they return my swingline stapler.
Was it red?
Is that your stapler though?
Yeah.
Is that your stapler?
My stapler.
All right. Okay, what else we got in the news? We got survey about yeah, I thought this was funny. So this is from startplaying.com. What is it? Start playing. Which is like a service for finding paid GMs or also not paid GMs.
That's also the one that I use.
There you go.
Nice.
Did you participate in the survey?
I don't believe I did.
Okay. Well, they got 1,000 people to talk about how tabletop gaming has changed their lives, and surprising numbers. So what was the one?
I know a number of people that use RPGs in a mental health maintenance sort of fashion.
41%.
So that really doesn't surprise me at all. Old high school friend of mine who's up at the Bronx actually runs games for learning disabled kids and has been able to get not only much more engagement, but to drastically improve their scores in English, in mathematics, improve their teamwork, improve their social skills. I'm a big believer in the therapeutic uses of RPGs.
And like
Agreed.
constitution is like a vocab word, like not to like sound silly about it, but like, you know, it's not necessarily a word your average kid would be throwing around outside of a D&D setting. Like,
So come on, play a science fiction game. All of a sudden, you're tossing out terms like cryogenics.
exactly, like
Transhumanism.
Yep.
mhm.
Well,
I will say,
also
like,
point out that
I vibe with that.
literacy in the United States is we have functional literacy here, right? Like you can read stop signs. We understand that everyone can read stop signs, but like they can't read a complicated form. Like the level, like it's something like
6th grade.
70-ish% of people have some level of dyslexia, and like they don't even know it. Right? They're undiagnosed because it's a minor thing, or like maybe everyone thought they were dumb or whatever. But like, yeah, dude, literacy is shit. I know the Constitution is a vocab word. I agree with you, but like, it's bullshit that it is. There's no good reason for that. Yeah, we're all just dummies. Sorry, that's not a positive.
I will say,
good
We just got a message in the chat that our screens are frozen.
Yeah, I don't know how to fix it. That's what I've been looking at for the last like 2 minutes trying to. Yeah.
Please tell me I am frozen in a good pose.
No, you got your
Oh,
eyes
you
closed.
look very serene.
Yeah, you look like
darn.
you're about to float down the river, and then we're gonna shoot the fire.
I feel like I'm doing an old man John Wayne impression.
You do. You guys are trying. Yeah, you do. All right. Let me see.
I did once do a makeup, like a stage makeup set that was made to make me look like an old man John Wayne, so that's appropriate.
And if I just hide you guys, that doesn't fix it.
Something flickered, but I'm not
Yeah,
really.
that's
Yeah, we're
that's
going
weird.
black, but we're not coming back.
Okay. What if I hit that button? No, that's not gonna do it. I think we're probably gonna have to restart the stream. Give me 1 second.
Play.
Okay.
I want to use it so bad. My buddy Dudley left this to me when he passed. Actually,
Nice.
you can just hang out right there.
Is that the one you showed me the last time we did like our one-on-one?
I think so. Yeah.
Nice. I was also just thinking, kind of like building on what you said earlier about the therapy thing. There was a time like I was really super interested. I still am, but like I think they call it like it's either the name of it is geek therapy or geek therapeutics. I know like there's even a little certification psychologists can get in it. But I think
a friend of mine, Spike, out on the West Coast, actually has a therapeutic dungeon master certification.
Oh, is he part of the Bodvana
That's
group?
amazing.
What's that?
Is he part of the Bodvana group?
I honestly do not know.
It's like a specific like therapy, like they are therapists who made an RPG for therapy purposes. It's not just like
Not
they
that
use
I'm
in
aware.
D&D. It's like they've started bought up. I think it was called Bodvana. But yeah.
what Vana BOTVA
BODHVANA, maybe 2 N's.
got it. Oh yeah, but like I've one of the big things I did because at one point I was looking at doing a game design degree. I was like looking at different. I guess the word is colleges who have like the kind of centers where they focus on that and like put up people's academic research and stuff. And one of them was just talking about how D&D is a great way of exploring self-identity, and I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah, no, I know several folks who, like, were trans or various flavors of gender wibbly woobly, who, like, basically found that out. Oh, yeah, official term. Yeah. It's in the dictionary and everything.
I think the phrase, because the same thing where like my friends were like that, the phrase that they used is like, yeah, it was really useful in cracking the egg. And I was like, So.
Yeah,
I have a number of friends who report the same experience.
I wish.
It's actually kind of funny. A friend of mine, who's trans femme, actually plays more dude characters now that she's come out than she did before. Because, now it's like, oh, well, it's a thing. I mean, to be fair, a lot of those are the same raccoon. So, not quite your average man, but,
It would have been maybe 6. It was before lockdown. We got a letter from Legendary Games. Well, Legendary Games got a letter. Jason got a letter, and he emailed it to me, and I can't fucking find it, and he can't find it. It's driving me insane. Anyway, do you remember it was from the Oregon State Corrections Facility? And it was like a dude who, like, as part of their thing, they were playing role-playing games as, like, their therapy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And he called out Hypercore 2099, and, like, I think about that, like, every other week.
Nice.
It's like, you don't make a ton of money making tabletop role-playing games. Most of us don't. And you don't see the effects of your work a lot of the time. Like, if you're a performing artist, you see your audience. You understand they're enjoying it, they get it or whatever. There's a lot of blind... out into the void. So like getting one that like I think about that every other week, where it's like fuck. And like I'm sure I'm sure he had to write to somebody. Like they all had to write a letter to somebody. I've been in trouble before. I know how it fucking works. But he picked us, which means that like it had a fucking impact. And like it's just you don't think about it. You're just
one of my favorite design moments was it was like edit/design. But ultimately, I'm like, okay, so you're describing dragons as these very transformative beings who can, like, literally change from, like, being a cloud dragon to a fire dragon to, like, changing their alignment. Like, this type of dragon is very morphic. And I'm like, okay, why is there gender/sexual stuff not also supermorphic, and I posed this to the author, and well, it cracked the egg, and she contacted me later and was like, by the way, this was part of the thing, and I'm like, I'm so happy.
Nice. Well done.
Yeah. I just one of the cool things too is again exploring like game design like center things. One of the cool things is that like for a lot of their projects they design their own games. And so like there were a couple of them that were just I thought they were cute where it was basically one group they designed a game specifically for kids to learn emotional things like expressing themselves emotionally and things like that. And it just led me on this whole tangent of there's even a new game I think it's called Inspirals, which is supposed to help people learn American Sign Language.
Yeah, I remember seeing that one.
Yeah, it's European. It's 3 books. I'm hoping to get them soon, and you can get them teaching either an American Sign Language or a British Sign Language variant, depending on where you are.
That is cool.
Also, we have a question for Loki from the chat.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Yep. What is the hardest part about world building, especially when you have built so many?
Thank you, Lena.
Really getting a good core concept and expanding it logically. It's really tempting to put something. It's like the old school dungeons. You got all these monsters, but there's no ecosystem. Maybe it's my ADHD, but I demand an ecosystem, and I demand predictions. Is that Mike?
Where does everybody poop?
Yeah, exactly.
I've been in this dungeon cell for 300 years, but I don't have a piss bucket, and it's...
So maintaining logic and consistency, like one of the products I was very proud that Zeitgeist gave me 5 stars on was a book called Legendary World Series from Legendary Games, and I built a planet called Jiaochit. The whole idea, it's a planet of kaiju. Well, if you've got a planet of kaiju, how is any city going to survive any great length of time? So I created an area like the Aurora Borealis on the pole. Basically, the shifting lights and such repelled them. So you had some place where civilization could take hold, and you had that utopia for people in the rest of the world to kind of reach for. But it had to have logic. So once I figured out a way that worked to forestall the kaiju from certain limited areas, that allowed progression of civilization and the creation of something that could truly be interesting.
I got 2 things. One, I call that the North Star in the class I teach about campaign settings. It's like have a North Star.
Very good class.
I try to make it one word, where it's like, and if the art or whatever it is, if the page layout, art, sentence, bullet, whatever doesn't fit with the North Star, then chuck it. And It works pretty good. And then what was the second thing I was? Oh yeah, so I did a kaiju thing for Planeswriters Journal. Can I ask you, why did you not just put the cities inside of the kaiju?
Inside of the kaiju themselves.
Yes.
Frankly, because I never thought of it. It's an intriguing concept, but it didn't cross my mind.
I only did. It's the only art I had, so like I had to put them inside. But like, that's this creativity. That's how creativity works, right? Like you have this and this, and you need to make a cake. So, yeah. Okay, cool. No, I was just wondering, like, because I hadn't thought about that. I was just like, oh, I'll just put them inside of the kaiju. They'll be big, slow-moving things. Like, okay. Yeah.
I will say that because I've also played in the kaiju campaign, and we did something similar, but instead of putting them inside, we put them on the kaiju. So like we obviously had like the little turtle, but like the fun part, because this was Fabula Ultima, everyone kind of like did their own like special tweak to the world setting was, oh yeah, like we have these giant kaiju and they wanted the world. Okay, is everybody going to treat their kaiju the same way? Oh no. And so at one point I think there was like the super advanced technocratic city because they were just like, oh yeah, I don't like the kaiju just wandering around on their own. We're just gonna take over.
What did
No.
what did Scalzi that wrote a book called the Kaiju Preservation Society?
Yes, I haven't read it yet, but I think that was him.
Oh, there's a
Writing this
game.
down.
Steph wanted me to get it. It's for the PC. I don't know if it came out yet, but like you go into Kaiju. I don't know if it was called Kaiju Preservation Society, but the whole thing is that you dungeon delve into Kaiju bodies, like it's like modern day.
A Fantastic Voyage with the Kaiju.
Yeah. Fuck.
I could go for that. I've already had to map out 3 different digestive systems for things that can probably swallow their characters, so I'm down.
Is it called the? Is that
It's my lot in life and game. My characters get swallowed. I need to invest in pointy armor.
Not as often as Gary's character though.
Yeah, but you know,
You know
low
what?
bar sometimes.
I bet you texted it to me. I'm gonna find it. But okay, yeah, cool. Shit, Steph, what is it? So many useless, dumb things we text each other. Mucinex. Who cares about
It's funny
I-
though. Like I think my first.
Kaiju Cleanup? It's called Kaiju Cleanup.
Oh, I saw that. That's so cool. Yeah, like you're
It
supposed to
does
clean,
look
like
really
somebody,
fucking cool. Yeah.
All right.
like it's just like the kaiju has been slain, but like you have to clean up the actual kaiju corpse, and it's just nuts. I saw that online. It's goof.
Yeah.
And what were you saying before that, Akeem?
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Huh? Oh, I was just gonna say. I do remember. I think just because we were on this train of thought, I do remember. Now that I'm thinking about other media, like the amount of times that I have played levels that were basically inside of different types of monsters, and I think the weirdest one was I was fast clicking through a conversation on I think a Game Boy game. It was a while back, so it was either Game Boy Color, and then the way that they did it was everyone got shrunk down, and the kaiju was a person that you actually went inside.
Yeah, Fantastic
So like
Voyage.
Yeah, that's the.
yeah, and so yeah, like it's basically just the whole body was its own dungeon, and it was just a nuts thing of just like I really wish I hadn't been impatient pressing the fast forward button.
When you keep saying Fantastic
I
Voyage,
don't know
he's
how I
referencing
got
a
in.
1957 film where like they have to shrink down people in a submarine to go into the president's bloodstream to like what was it, cancer or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
was a blood clot and it was
Blood
a
clot.
diplomat.
Was it just a
Yeah.
diplomat?
I love that movie.
Okay. All right. I'll believe you. I'll take your word for it. Yeah. Okay. All right. What was oh, we were talking about surveys. Okay. Are we? Oh, fuck the clause. Did you guys see the D&D Beyond clause? Did anybody else see that?
No.
Not beyond what you posted.
The arbitration clause.
Yeah, they're sneaking it in.
Uh,
They're sneaking it in. They're not even offering us a free thing of fries for it.
No doubt.
But yeah. They I saw it in my email the other day, and then some of the actual journalists that I am in contact with because of work were talking about it. I was like, what? But yeah, it's an arbitration clause that maxes out at $100, which is interesting. Because I know some people put a lot of money in D&D Beyond, right? Because you buy all them books and shit. Like you can easily put thousands of dollars on here.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
Especially as we discussed, if you're doing professional game mastery stuff.
mm-hmm.
I bring it up only for people who are on D&D Beyond and you paid a lot for it. You can opt out, but you have to email them at dpo@hasbro.com within 30 days of first agreeing to the new terms. So that's why I bring it up. So if you have D&D Beyond, you use it a lot. You might want to send them. You might be like, hey, I don't want to fucking arbitrate.
Anything that's automatic and demands an opt-out rather than an opt-in usually should be opted out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully, when the pendulum swings back towards the arc of the universe, at some point they'll deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Appendages crossed.
All right. Other just general media of interest. I beat Ghost of Yotai. It was awesome. It was pretty good. It wasn't as good as Ghost of Tsushima, but that might also just because it's a sequel, right? And it's not going to hit like the first one hit. But it was great. If you enjoyed Ghost of Tsushima, go get it. You will enjoy it. I'm not gonna. I haven't 100%ed it yet, but I probably will, which I don't usually do. And then Dead Rising 2 off the record was like $5 on PlayStation Store, and that's the one where you run around in a mall, or in this case, like a Las Vegas type setting, and then you like combine a battery with a wheelchair to make a weapon to kill zombies with.
I like it.
For $5, it's good. It's really good. Spend a $5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm quite pleased. But that's what I got for my other media this week. What about you guys? What you got?
I achieved the distinction of beating a game from my childhood that I did not beat as a child.
Which one?
That's been my goal for like, because the PS2, I feel like it's not nearly as much of a thing these days, but like the PS2 had cheat codes out the wazoo,
Which one?
like invulnerability cheats, all the weapon cheats, blah blah blah. I guess mods are sort of
Zaina, you
serving
are
a similar
killing me.
purpose.
What game? What game did you beat?
I just Tasmanian Tiger and nothing else.
Okay.
Sorry for the build-up. Jeez,
No,
it was a
no.
big deal for me when I was a child.
No, I still like. At one point, like when I was like, I was hanging out with a friend of mine in high school, and like we got an old copy of Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers for the NES, and I was so excited because it was a dope game. But I remember it was so hard, and then we sat down and beat it in like 30 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a not dissimilar experience, except for the fact that, like, I get the whole a shoddy workman blames their tools sort of thing, but I feel like I can say the camera on that game sucked, and that was most of the difficulty. Like, the game itself, not terribly hard. The camera, artificially infuriating.
I know that game.
But I've been playing Hades after that, and when I finish up Hades, I'm probably going to play Draken the Ancient's Gates, which is a early PS2 game, and oh boy, does it look like it. And my TV is way too big for those graphics, but we'll do it without invincibility codes, and it'll be fine.
Draken the Ancient Gates. Ooh. Oh, it looks like
I never actually
Castlevania
played the
64.
original.
Oh, this has been an upgraded one. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Let me know how that is.
Yeah, I mean, I love the game as a kid, but like I said, I always played it with invulnerability codes, and if you play with invulnerability, you never level up, which it doesn't matter because you can die, but you know, still. So I'm gonna figure out what the game's actually like, and I'm gonna fight me a giant chicken.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, Akeem, looks like you've got Shadow of the Road.
Yes. So for those who don't know, Shadow of the Road is a very interesting game set. Give me a second. I'm trying to figure out the best way to describe this. It's kind of set in a world that has very medieval Japan with like samurai and things like that, where they mix the folklore / magic supernatural with the technological, and I just started playing the demo. My computer is a potato, so which is why I kind of paused, because essentially what's happening is I'm kind of slow walking through the demo. But the reason that I thought it was interesting was because they did something unique, which is instead of having like the generic good versus evil or renegade versus paragon, if you've ever played Mass Effect, kind of like 1-2 of which way, like what type of character you have, they did something which I thought was more unique, which was each individual character in your party, because it's a turn-based game. Each individual character in your party has their own sliding scale that is tied to the actual personality. So you have one who is a bodyguard, and his are, I think, mirth and awe, and then switch to say one of the main character who is trying to sift between holding the samurai code that he was trained and grew up in, and indulging in the Ronin, I would say, persona, like his mindset now that he is now technically Ronin, and it's like that shifting of back and forth, because that is an important aspect of who he is. And I just thought that they have one for each character, and I thought that was unique, because a lot of games, it's basically, even if you have a team, it's basically like main character syndrome. This is the only person that matters, and then there's basically good or bad. This one, it's more this side of my personality versus that side of my personality for each individual character.
It's also worth noting this is by Owlcat Games, who are the awesome people
Mm-hmm.
behind Wrath of the Righteous for the PC and fucking Rogue Trader and the upcoming
Mm-hmm.
Dark Heresy. Like, yeah. Yeah, it's on my wish
Yeah.
list, that game. I didn't know the demo came out. I might have to download that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, look, you got a movie
And
or a
that's
book,
all
or
I
what are you talking about? Look,
Is that?
what are you talking about for your stuff? You got the Bardic DM.
Oh, I haven't had much time to play games. I've been working hard on writing a new game, um, but I do have media to recommend based on the first episode that I've watched. For Those About to Die is my TV recommendation. It's ancient Rome, Vespasian's era, so right when things are really kind of starting to go to shit, and it is the corrupt guy who runs the arena with the chariot races and the gladiatorial games.
Oh, is this the one with
Really nicely done.
Uh,
I think the second episode just hit, but the first one's promising and it seems to be a lot of fun so far. Extraordinarily violent, which is surprised no one. Um, Accurate to the era in that regard. Um, as far as music, I think that all gamers should go and check out the Bardic DM. I'll grab the YouTube channel and drop it in the chat. Uh, Ridiculously funny RPG and D&D centric music.
it's a good suggestion. And then what's
Got to
the
get the mouse onto the right screen.
laundry files?
I'm
And,
listening.
but as far as things go, I've been digging back into a favorite of mine, a series called the Laundry Files. Yeah, the guy who wrote the Laundry Files, Charles Stross, is the same guy that invented the Githyanki for D&D.
Ah.
He wrote them. The entry was in the Fiend Folio. There you go. Entry was in the Fiend Folio, and he completely forgot about it and didn't realize how big they'd become or how big all of the Mind Flayer stuff had become until somebody told him. I think back in the early 2000s. And he writes Lovecraftian bureaucracy comedy. It's like
Okay.
it's like the evil love child of Douglas Adams and H.P. Lovecraft. It's absolutely demented and completely wonderful in the most twisted fashion. And the fact that he has spent many years as a cubicle worker and a computer programmer for the British government lends the red tape and other such a magnificently satirical edge. I cannot recommend it highly enough. It is dark, it is fucked up, it is funny beyond belief, and there's like 12 novels of it.
Okay. Laundry files.
Well, excuse me while I go search for that in my Libby app.
I am actually finally. Let me write that because I am running out of Warhammer 40,000 books to read that before I'll have to buy like my. Well, my backlist turned my local library really up their game, but I'm running out of stuff. They did. They did.
This was already the local library that would loan you video games.
They still loan me video games, but I'm also running
Which
out
is
of video
just
games to
wild.
play over there. Laundry files.
Yeah, Loki and I had a pretty good conversation about the laundry files. I could feel the energy. So I was like, okay, now I actually have to get it. Yeah. Is that
Odex is a good place to start.
Yeah. Is that the one where you read like the first paragraph to me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember when you started talking about it and when you read that paragraph, I was like, now I got to get it.
I think so. Let me double check.
I have written it onto a bill that I still owe my dentist, so I will not forget.
Yeah, here you go. Here's that first paragraph you were talking about, and I think a lot of office workers can relate to this, as well as a lot of Lovecraft fans. Things are getting better. It's been 10 months, and I only wake up screaming about once a week now. The physiotherapy's working, and my right arm's regained 80% of its strength. The surviving members of the Wandsworth cell of the Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh have been arrested and detained indefinitely for Majesty's pleasure, in accordance with the secret supplementary regulations in Appendix 6 of the Terrorism Act of 2003. And every day and every way, my life is getting better and better. Happy pills sure as fuck help too.
There's a lot going on in there.
a good
That's
opening.
just the opening paragraph. I mean, it is ridiculous stuff.
Yeah. And I will say, because I've been digging so far into a lot of books about just like setting up how to write effectively. And when they talk about narratives, they were just saying like that plot, like that first hook is very important. And when you read that paragraph to me, I was like, oh, all of this sounds super fascinating. And now I have a whole bunch of questions. And now I want to go find the book to figure out what's going on.
Gotta keep that.
The
Gotta keep
plot
that
hook
going.
worked.
Oh gosh, are we not like? Oh no, there we are.
No, it's
Cool.
fine.
We apparently like froze for a bit, and I had a marvelous side eye going that I will never see. I'm very sad.
All right.
Well,
Ugh.
fortunately we have my girlfriend keeping eyes out in the chat.
Yes, it is
Oh,
much
yeah.
appreciated because I can't keep ears on it, or I will go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Ah,
So yes, thank you, Lenata.
Yeah, I've been out of my cage for a whole hour, and I do start to hide after an hour. That is what happens.
well, that's okay. Give them time to clean the wood shavings. Don't rush it.
Wood shavings. What do you think? This is the Ritz? All right. Should we go after Shadow Wizard Money Bunny Gang?
I mean, we've got 9 minutes before our usual cutoff, and this part of we has to make lunch.
Uh,
So
can I make a suggestion? Maybe like, do we have a
yeah.
lot of people in chat? Like, maybe they want to ask Loki some questions since he's guest of the day.
We did, but some of them disappeared.
Oh darn!
Let me see. Hmm. Do I have any questions for
I
Loki?
think we should definitely have you back on Loki because I still do not understand the mysteries of Thaco, and
Oh
I
yeah,
think our
here
Okay,
we go.
okay.
audience.
So like, let's talk
Wait,
about
that
Thaco. Yeah. So
okay,
it's
okay,
not how does
hang
Thaco
on.
work. We understand. We're
I don't
adults.
understand.
It's
We mostly
it's
understand how it
super.
functions. What I want to know is how did they get to Thaco? Like what situation were they in where they were like, oh, this fucked up inverted idea no one will get. This is the
Okay,
answer.
okay. Here you go. First of all, you've got to understand one thing about prior versions of D&D, which is that the lower your armor class was, the better your armor
Yeah.
class was. That's the way it was from the very beginning. All THACO is you subtract your armor class from your THACO, and that's the number you need to hit. It's that fucking simple. I think what screws a lot of people up is there are a lot of Americans who don't know how to add negative numbers, because once you start getting into demons and devils and stuff in later publications, they had to go into negatives to keep going lower with the armor class.
So
But
what?
it's that simple. You subtract the armor class from THACO. That's what you need to hit. It's the simplest fucking system out there, and we used it with absolutely no problem for years.
So you think that was the right design choice? If you were in their
Right or
shoes,
right
you would have
or
done that.
right or wrong, it was a solid and effective choice that was used for quite some time before they decided to invert the armor classes and sort of when balance became much more of an issue with games.
Right. Okay. See, because that's what I don't like. So from going first to second, I would have like been like, why don't we just retool this, guys, and build it all up so there's no weird inversions that have to happen, and it all.
It was a super simple shorthand at the time. I mean, you're making one subtraction. How hard is that?
I mean,
I
You're
think
trying.
I have a similar issue with Cipher, where like if you have bonuses, it makes the DC lower,
Yeah,
sort of thing, and
yeah,
that just messes with my brain terribly. Clearly, the subtraction model does not work on this hardware.
yeah. Now don't get me wrong. I like the way the rules are now, but I'm constantly mystified by people seeing it as such a complicated thing.
it's not that it's that it's overcomplicated. Like it's the thing that you do the most in the game is swing and hit stuff, and somehow
I think
that is
I
not the
think, and I
simplest mechanic
wouldn't.
in the game.
Well, like I said, I like the current version. I mean, the current baseline for my game is Pathfinder 1, which is
Yeah.
basically D&D 3.75.
Yes.
I like a system with a lot of skills. I like feats a lot. I like the CMD and CMB a lot. That makes combat a lot more colorful when people are tripping each other and throwing dirt in their faces and things like that. I'm not disputing that we have a better game now.
I just want to. I want to know. I want to. I want
I
to get
think I
somebody
think
who
part of I
who will
think
know
part of
the
the
inside
rationale
baseball.
may have been I think part of the rationale may have been, and I could very well be wrong. I haven't talked to anybody who was involved with the design process for it, but I believe part of the rationale may have been, okay, this is the thing you do the most often during the game. Why should you have to go and dig up and look up a chart for it every single
Yeah,
time you
that's how
need
it
to
was
use
first
it?
edition, right? It was the charts, and it
Hmm.
was by class.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
every class had their own individual chart.
Yeah, so like they're already doing retooling and refixing, and then they land on like weird
Yeah.
inverted pyramid thing, and I want to know like who chose not to stand up and say, "Hey," you know? Okay, all right, no, it's cool, it's cool. I'll find eventually. I'll excruciate it out of someone.
I see somebody in the chat agrees that things are much better today.
Yeah,
I'll take that
yeah,
50% support.
Yeah. Well, and I think also that the first time that I've like meaningfully run into it was in the Pirates of Darkwater book that we did and that we did in some episodes that I don't think have actually aired
They have
meaningfully.
not aired. I
But it's just incredibly perplexing, and their thing was that this was before the OGL existed, so they couldn't just reprint the
yeah, I
rules.
was gonna say, did you look at
They
this
just
yet?
kind of like yeah, they just kind of hinted at what you might
Yeah.
do.
Can somebody drop him the links to look at the actual thing? Because it was a real book that came out, and it's very weird, dude. It's very weird.
It's quite
Uh,
weird.
Yeah, and I'll just kind of give people like context. One of the things that we're working on in the background is a possible play of Pirates of Darkwater, and also kind of like a game design discussion examination of it as we kind of figure out like what is the guiding principles of this game slash how do we interpret them. And just as Ann pointed out, just this was kind of before OGL, so it's a lot of you need to already know the origin system that the game is building on without it being directly referenced.
And we can't quite figure out which one it is.
And we probably go into it more at a different time. But honestly, like the Seiko we collective we because it's all of us and we're doing it. Um,
Yep.
but also just kind of one of the fun things about that because Loki, that was one of the things that I mentioned where uh, I, for one, didn't have like a lot of experience with prior editions of D&D. So I didn't have like the prior knowledge to make things work when I first saw that. So it was basically like, oh, I've never actually played the system before, and like trying to learn it from the Pirates of Darkwater game, and then
yeah,
going back to going like, oh, okay, now I need to learn like first, second edition D&D to figure out like how things work and like what is THACO,
That's what we were like.
and then
Yeah. So like the
yeah,
first impressions were like, oh, okay, so it's like this is like one of the first edition D&Ds by looking at like the stat block or what the like
yeah,
most explicit inferences were, right? And then we started looking at the stat blocks. We're like, it can't possibly be for that one. It has to be for one of the second editions. And then
yeah.
we couldn't. We're like, we honestly have no fucking idea what it's supposed to be for. Like, look at the
It's
monster stat
mysterious.
blocks and tell me if you can figure out what system you're supposed to be using it for, because we really don't know. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
mystery.
I'll also post the monster
Yeah, you can just look
book.
at the. Oh, I think the pre-gens are different than the monster stats too. It's a mess, dude.
You see, y'all can have Pirates of the Dark Water. I want somebody to do Thundar the Barbarian.
But like I mean, they might have had plans to do it and then decided not to. But like, yeah, this was a weird soft cover available in game stores at some point.
Huh.
Yeah,
Yeah, and we can't like it's just entirely elusive on the internet beyond the Internet Archive
it
links.
exists, but information about it very thin.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. Yes, they call it character sheets, but it's also the monster manual essentially.
And what skills were?
Also, the minutia of the skills just cracks me up. Frankly, I forget what it was, but like I get this stuff like rope use and that sort of thing. Like that used to be a skill, and I accept that, but they literally differentiate between holding your breath underwater and swimming as two different like skills, and I feel like it's just a little bit too much minutia.
Strength, Dex, Initiative, HL, MR, LM, HM, AV, which I think is average value. What WD,
Element P.
Initiative.
Like, do any of I guess so. Look, this is one of those things where I just go like, I know this is a big convo, and I know that we're coming up on time,
Yeah.
but that's just kind of giving like our audience an idea of what we get to poke Loki about on our next session, poke Loki.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just the actual conversation for those in the audience, if you guys are still there, I'm really looking forward to kind of getting Loki poke. See, I'm already doing it. To kind of go like, okay, newbie Akeem, this is how like to think about it from this system that you haven't played. So I thought it'd be I think it would also be an interesting thing for a separate session kind of deep dive. So
You know what?
Yeah, I look forward to it.
I think I know what happened here. I think it had to have been two different people. Like somebody got handed the ball halfway across the field. Right? There's no other way that this happened the way it did.
I mean, I haven't looked at the credits.
Oh, I'm looking right now. It's just produced by Mind Games Inc. I don't think there's a single person's name actually on it. There's the Hanna-Barbera logo. You got your UPC code. But I don't see PDF assembled by Smitha. But yeah, it's just 1994 Hanna-Barbera. What was the main game in 94, Loki? Do you remember? Was it 2E Advanced?
Here, hold on a second. Let me take a look at the publication date.
And they've got some stuff.
See, this is the cool part.
So fucking fucked out, this book. Yeah.
Honestly, this is also the fun part of having Loki because he's got the books.
He's got the books.
He's got the books.
Yeah, I also have the failing vision.
All else fails, hold the book up to the screen and make Mike read it.
Nah, all else fails. Pick up my reading glasses.
Attack value, armor ranking, number encountered, and then there's no explanation like that for the characters. Yeah. And like, why could they only get black and white sketch? Like, couldn't you guys have sent some print, like easy stills, like?
Okay, so Advanced Second Edition was 1990.
Yeah, so this is probably Advanced Second Edition. That's my bet. Okay, hold on. I'm making a note so we don't forget.
I'm also realizing I feel like I'm the baby of the group because I just go like, I've heard of Advanced Second Edition. I've never played it.
It was the first game I ever played when I was like 9.
I think the closest I've gotten to what would be Advanced Second Edition is Labyrinth Lord, which is kind of like yeah. So, but yeah,
Not confirmed 94.
I guess like that.
Right here, yeah. Thank you, man.
Cool.
Magnat.
Yeah. Yeah, the core books probably came out a few years before that. The date on Legends and Lore for Advanced Second Edition is 90.
Well, maybe that is what it
is. Yeah, it does help to have the books handy.
Yeah.
And I think
we stumbled around blindly
ahead,
for
Mike.
like 2 hours trying to figure out like what the fuck is an attack roll in this thing. Like, yeah.
How do we even do?
Yeah, how do we even do?
Well, and like if I remember right, their armor had like letter classifications.
Yeah.
Which didn't help
some of that
anything.
Old school chart referencing fun.
I should throw together some pre-gens and run y'all through a second edition game.
Just run Pirates of Darkwater, man. They got pre-gens. Did you not see the pre-gens?
But like that might actually be like a thing. Like it's one thing I think, just in terms of like learning new systems. It's one thing to read the book. It's another thing to go, oh, okay, I have done the thing. Now it
Yeah,
clicks
it's
for me.
never gonna click for me until we play it. So
Yeah.
like,
And
I would be down for either Loki running Darkwater, or if that's like not something you're interested in, because if you haven't really like watched it and gotten into it, it might not be as fun for you as a GM.
Yeah,
Or like
I'm
advanced
only,
second
I'm
e.
only, yeah, I'm only peripherally familiar with the cartoon, so I'd hesitate to run the IP. But that doesn't mean I couldn't look into some other shit like Land of the Lost or something like that.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not against it.
And I mean, yeah, because like for me, it's just like I like to learn new systems in general, so I don't necessarily need it to be an IP. As long as I go like, ooh, okay, this is what actually happens when I have rolled. Like step one, roll the die. Step two is, what do I do?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that'll be another.
Which, mhm.
Is right
Yeah,
after Stan has to eat.
yeah.
Indeed.
Thank you so
It
much
is
for coming
important.
on, Loki.
Indeed,
Of course.
Absolutely.
and thank you to Lena for your help with my terrible technical mishaps. And
Lenata MVP.
yeah, MVP for sure.
Yep, be good like that.
I think we're just gonna give up on the soundboard. We'll figure this out later. We'll figure that out later. Thank you again for coming on, and we'll have you on again sometime in the near future.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yep.
I'll,
All
I'll
right.
Where
try
do people
try and
find
make.
you on the internet, Loki, if they want to find you?
They can find me at planejammer.com.
Plain Jammer no S.
Correct.
Okay, and plain like the fly, not like the flat Earth.
PLANEJAMMER.com.
There you go. And then how about you, Zan?
You can find me on Blue Sky at Savannah Broadway. Remy hasn't made her migration yet, so if you want old but cute bird pics, you can find her on Twitter at Racket Remedem. And yeah.
And Akeem, you
Oh
have.
yeah, social media. Dungeon Master Loki on most social media.
That is good.
Yeah. And then mine is, just because I was new to Blue Sky, Ogre King, because I like ogres. They're fun.
Huh?
So
Did you
like
play
Parfaits.
Onimusha? Because I'm pretty sure there's an Ogre King in Onimusha. Maybe I'm remembering that wrong. Maybe it's one of the other Onimusha 3. I'm a MikeMyler.com and Mike Myler 2 on Blue Sky. And those are the only places you'll find me these days. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining us and being on the show and watching the show and asking us questions on the show. That's you rock. And
Yeah.
some of us will be back 2 weeks from now, we think. Maybe not.
Barring house fires down the road
That
or
was
whatever.
an apartment building fire. That was not a house fire. But yeah.
Well, a house fire took out my internet a few years
Oh,
ago,
fuck,
so
that's
let's
right.
hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah. Okay. No fires. Nobody wants fires.
No
whether it's
fires
apartment
anywhere.
Or houses. No fires other than grills and stovetops.
You'll
Okay. All right. Goodbye, everybody. We're gonna leave on that note. Only you can prevent urban fires.